In the heart of a frigid forest, I found myself carving a path through layers of snow, ice, and wind. Miles away from civilization, the wet sleet and frost pierced through my clothes with each step. As the air stung my face, an echo of a memory tugged at my thoughts, somewhere warm and safe. But the thought was gone before I could grasp it, leaving only a hollow void. The biting cold gnawed at my bones, yet I pressed onward, driven by an instinct that urged me to follow the path before me. There were no markers to guide my way, no familiar landmarks to orient myself with, only the relentless echoing in my heart and soul that led me forward. I followed this calling step by step until I stopped and gazed downward into a vast, narrow abyss that stretched out before me. Amidst the desolate landscape of frozen trees and lifeless vegetation, a massive series of stairs descended deep into the earth. The marble surface reflecting a dark shimmer. Its pristine angles and hard edges sliced in contrast to the natural world that surrounded me. As I beheld the smooth black marble that formed the staircase, the intricate carvings etched into the stone seemed to dance and twist before my eyes, beckoning me to venture into the depths that awaited below. As I looked down through the parting of frozen ground, my shadow stretched out in front of me, elongated by the rapidly setting sun. I felt a unique connection to the elusive silhouette that hung around my feet. It was my only companion on this desolate journey. The sun sat to my back, making my shadow appear as if it were taking the first steps down the steep staircase, inviting me to follow. Taking my first step into the unknown, I continued onwards. Each step had history to them, a timeless aura that was deeper than the oldest tree in this forest. With each step I descended, I left the comfort of the familiar world I once knew. The frigid forest grew more and more distant. Eventually, the bitter wind no longer touched me, and I could hardly hear its whipping howls. But I hardly noticed. I didn't turn around once. All I could think about was reaching the bottom of those beautiful stairs and to enter the underground museum. Without even realizing it, the natural light from the surface was completely gone. But I kept walking. I used the marble walls for guidance in the dark. Finally, in the distance, I saw a dim light far below. I used it as a guide, a beacon, in a seemingly endless void. So, through the darkness, I continued onwards. I finally arrived at the bottom of the stairs. I stood before a massive metal door that stretched as tall as I could see, with a large torch in front that shone a pure white fire illuminating the doorway. The delicately designed patterns etched upon the door's surface mesmerized me. Runic symbols were carved into a geometric layout, while ornate flourishes decorated the surface. The rhythmic shine of the torch made the shadows dance on the ornate design. While I did not understand the runes, I instinctively knew that these impeccable geometric carvings signaled the grand entrance to the underground museum. This door extended as far upwards as I could see. And as I approached, the door silently slid open on its own, slowly revealing the path that awaited me. Here I stood, with the doors of the underground museum wide open, inviting me to enter. However, I paused at the threshold for a brief second, yanking my shadow back with me. I knew I should continue, but I couldn't ignore this thought I just had. What is the Underground Museum? Why does its name echo in my thoughts? How did I end up here? I shouldn't be here. Where am I? I don't want to step through those doors. I tried to recall what events led me to this place, but my mind was struggling to remember the sequence of events. I racked my brain to think of why I left the comfort of my home for this mysterious, icy forest. But I found no answers. I wanted to turn around and leave, but deep down, I knew it was too late to turn around. I knew I was expected in the Underground Museum. Putting my fears behind me, I continued onwards. Stay tuned for Chapter 2, coming soon. If you enjoyed this story, please like the video and subscribe to the channel.